Finally got the two teams, not just one, we got two teams for Kron. We got one with Ray, we're just gonna call this the free-to-play team with Kron, Ray, and Mika. And the second one, we're gonna call this the pay-to-win team because no one has Kron and Hugo on the same account right now. This team with Ray is basically on par. In fact, since you could get plenty of duplicates on Ray, I would say that this team could be pushed further and much easier than Hugo, especially since you can farm Ray her potential stacks. You can farm her and Kron at the exact same time, so you don't have to split between them. So it's better resource management in that sense as well. All you want to do for these teams is you want to make sure with Ray that you are constantly buffing, and then you want to have a card with the Epiphany where you can select up to 2 cards from hand to exhaust, then draw that many. Also it counts as exhaust, and this depletes cost of Brand of Annihilation to 0. We have the Regenerating Darkness, also an Epiphany here though, plus 40% damage for cards with 1 cost or below. So that means all the void card spamming with Kron, plus 40% damage on that. And then this also gives me a morale buff. Dark Condensation just chooses an attack card and increases the attack damage by 100%, but then you also get to draw 1 as well. So that's another draw 1 card. Predator's Blade, pretty simple, just a 4-turn morale boost, just another attack booster. Strike of Darkness, which increases the card damage for the void cards directly. So that's all we got here. For Mika right here, what you need for Mika, regardless of whether you're running Hugo and Ray, is you need this Epiphany. It counts as an exhaust card, and on top of that, it gives you 3 AP. Both these teams are extremely difficult to work without this Epiphany. Like it's almost not happening. Okay, and then I also replicated it, so I have 2 of these. And you want to have this Epiphany for the Tactical Analysis card, which gives you just flat 2 wave, and you keep the 2 wave. It doesn't go away. So whenever you get another card that'll give you wave, like the Luge card, whatever this is, you will get a point. Whenever you need an extra point in a turn, you will have this card or this card to give you an extra point. It's just point farming. That's all you're doing is point farming. Whirlpool, if you get the chance, delete this card. And then for Kron, the man himself, the elimination cards can create futility cards. By the way, this is the only time Kron just becomes actually busted. In the playtest, he was busted without that, so like just imagine. Elimination and salvation cards have their damage and healing increased by 50%, and gain the effect to create a futility card. That is the crutch of his entire playstyle, and it also applies to the healing item. And you just want to be creating a ton of futility cards and also making use of that. Just like here, I have an Epiphany where this card continuously stacks off of futility cards, but on top of that, when I use this card, it will activate 2 futility cards. Now remember, you can convert those to attack cards, which means you're using this card and 2 other attack cards in 1 turn for just 2 costs. And then you have Brand of Annihilation, which you can consistently reduce costs to 0. And then I use this Epiphany. The further you go in the game, battles are going to be more long drawn out. And this card can stack, like if the numbers look low, this damage stacks quick. You will consistently, if you're fighting a boss, get this to like at least 300 or 400%. Damage of this card stacks consistently with how many futility cards you have created, not exhausted, created. So this is always being buffed when you're using any attack card from Kron, which is absolutely amazing. Echoes of True Abyss, where it just creates 3 futility cards. Where's this Epiphany? I gotta show off this Epiphany. Immediately running this Epiphany here, where exhausting all futility cards, like say you exhausted 5, it'll give you 5 different cards. That immediately becomes the most viable thing on Kron. So Hugo is the exact same thing that I did with Ray, is we're just going to be drawing cards. Dingo Howling, all we're doing is we're just getting the buff Commence Shadows, and then he's gonna draw 1. I picked the Epiphany to draw 1 card. We have Quick Shelling, which is one of the cards that you get in the Chaos Manifestation from the buy station. 0 cost, perfect. It does little damage, draw 1, and it increases the enemy's action count by 2, especially good for the fact that we're spamming cards. So increasing action count by 2 is very useful. This is just another card I picked up because it's an Outbreak of War and it's an exhaust, which means it decreases the cost of Kron's moves. So, and then that's also free AoE damage. Fixes Approach, just 100% necessary card. It's just an upgrade plus 40% attack damage on his follow-up attacks. Very simple. Dingo Howling, I replicated this card. I also replicated this one, but it's not showing that it was replicated. It's not showing a second one here, which is interesting. A quick fix, I picked the draw 2 version of it for the Epiphany. Fan of Daggers, 100% chance of random ally performing a coordinated attack. So this is just more damage. That's what I did. It's just more damage. And in Hunter Instincts, I pick this every time. When another combatant uses an upgrade or skill cards, basically healing, KAYRONS, main skills, anything like that, gives him one of the hunts, which obviously we're going to be using those because we're using Mika. We're going to be spamming moves for Mika for her wave and her action points. So this is going to charge him up all the time as long as you actually get this. Unfortunately, it's not an Outbreak of War or anything, so you're not going to pull this card immediately, but once he gets going, it gets crazy. And then if commence the hunt is triggered, 50% chance of a random ally performing a coordinated attack. So they just, once he does his follow-up attack, there's a 50% chance him or anyone else on the team can also attack off of that as well. Very, very good. Just extra damage. And that's it. We're just drawing cards, bro. I'm just going to showcase some gameplay for you guys from both teams, the free-to-play team and the technical pay-to-win team. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. There you go.
待っている。命令しろ。足り
艦長、
ない。待っている。
今回の攻撃は強烈です。防御を進めないと危険です。
命令しろ。待っている。
すごい。
俺の力狩猟開始だ。何かいい考えがあるか。はっ、俺の力心配するな。行けライトニング。
くだらん。
行けライトニング。
待っている。貴様の分。
何かいい考え。俺の力が必要。何かいい心配するな。はっ、行けライトニング陣号。
流れる水は止められません。
命令しろ。待っている。有意義な苦痛に。
準備できました。元気が出ましたか？
命令しろ。待っている。
行けライトニング。
元気が出ましたか？
何かいい考えがあるか。
命令しろ。足りない。
行けライトニング。隙を見せたな。これで依頼は無事完了した。